Hello, everybody. Welcome to Voices of Recovery. Today's guest is me, and I'm your host, Gregory Greer. Today's guest, everybody, I have known my entire life. I've watched him grow from a little boy, scared, looking for attention, approval, and continuing to do so through a world of addiction until seeking, fame and fortune in Southern California, until returning back to Louisiana, only to seek becoming something else. So I want to welcome everybody today, Gregory Greer. Welcome, Gregory. Welcome. We're so glad that you made it to join us. It's going to be interesting to be able to talk to you. I mean, I am you and you are me. So I'm pretty excited about letting you introduce yourself, share about who you are, how come, you're here, and how about what it is you want to achieve with Voices of Recovery. What is that all about?
Well, I'm glad for us to be doing this together, and as many times as we have talked, I'm grateful, and hello, everybody. First of all, there was no fame and fortune in Southern California, nothing but a lot of alcohol and a lot of drugs. As far as who I am today, professionally, I'm the Director of Clinical Services at Red Hill Recovery, that's in Delhi, working with professionals, executives, and anyone who's actually seeking help. We're very open with that. I have the podcast itself. What am I seeking to achieve? Let me finish introducing myself because I kind of cut myself short, right?
Oh, by all means. Yeah, really, please take over.
I have a master's in social work. I'm a licensed master's social worker. I'm a licensed addictions counselor, and I'm a certified group psychotherapist with American Group Psychotherapy Association, and that's my passion. Group is my passion. And so, this podcast, This seeks an audience, right? And that's our group. So it is a group, and how we connect as a group is how we find a solution. And in say any 12-step recovery program of any kind, it's all about a group, and we're working together. And I think for today, Gregory, I'm gonna chime in a little bit. I think for today we ought to keep this simple, and I think that we ought to stick to the basics on this.
Okay. Look, I don't know if you're a little nervous right now, but I just kind of want to check in with you and say it's okay. You and I have talked to each other, many times before we go to sleep, when we wake up, on our way to work. Heck, sometimes while we're even having conversation with somebody. So I just want to let's breathe and let's talk about what it is that you want to achieve with Voices of Recovery. And then I'm really interested about your story. Really interested about how come you do what you do. And I'm going to say today, because you've built a lot of credentials up, and maybe you could explore a little bit of that to kind of give us an idea of who you really are. And that would be helpful.
Okay. So Voices of Recovery is my private practice, which I'm allowed to do by having my LAC, a licensed addictions counselor. So I got my master's in social work, and I'm a LMSW, licensed master social worker, and I've taken the LCSW exam and failed it 7 times. Let me reframe that.
Wow.
I have not passed it in 7 times. And so with that frustration, I got my LAC, and then I sought to so that I wouldn't, practice outside my scope of expertise, I got certified in a whole lot of other areas. I became certified as a group psychotherapist with American Group Psychotherapy Association. So I get to work with group. I got certified in something called soul drama.
Yeah.
Now that's birthed out of psychodrama by Connie Miller, and that focuses on codependence. And it specifically speaks to spirituality. What is our soul? I don't believe that you have a soul. I believe that we are a soul. And this is our journey in this incarnation, and that our ego is what separates us from our spirituality. And the trauma is from the codependence or the attachment with one of our parents, typically our same-sex parents, not always, but mostly. And that seeking approval is what creates the patterns in our life. So in a group psychotherapy modality, soul drama is an action group method using psychodrama to facilitate the narrative of soul drama. And being certified in it, I'm able to explore that from a psychoanalytical perspective, but more importantly, from a metaphysical perspective, it's spiritually. So because I wasn't able to, and look, the insecurity was insurmountable, man. I'm telling you, I didn't pass the LCSW, had all my other friends. And look, I'm a recovered alcoholic. The LMSW, so I was a GSW when that test was given. I was hung over like 3 Dog Night when I took that test, and I passed it, right? What did I do to celebrate? I got drunk. And then when I got sober again in 2010 and I kept moving on, I was like, well, how am I going to pass this test? And so I continued on, and I remember 2015 or so, so that's when I started, when I got the LAC, the certifications with AGPA. Then I became certified with soul drama later. Recently was certified in activation breath work. Before that, certified with neuro-linguistic programming.
Okay.
And then most recently, I dove into the University of Metaphysics to work on a PhD in quantum metaphysics with a focus on relationships. And I'll be using soul drama in my dissertation to work on the relationships, but from a metaphysical perspective, all the spirituality that's involved. So my journey has all been about my own codependency and how to connect with others.
For example,
the conversations you and I have all the time is all about how I haven't been able to connect with myself. So the definition of codependency or codependent relationships by Connie Miller is an absence of a relationship with self. And so like what we're doing right now, I mean, this is great. I mean, you and I are connecting with ourselves, because in codependence, I'm going to seek anything outside of myself to help me feel better about me. I mean, look how many credentials I have. I mean, for those that don't know my dad, well, you know my dad. He was a neurosurgeon. He, before he became a neurosurgeon, was with the Air Force, and as the head engineer, was the head engineer that developed the airbag that's in our car today, Dr. C.R. Greer. Additionally, he was a doctor on the ground for the 9th mission to the moon. Unless you flat earthers are out there, have an issue with that. And then he also worked with Area 51, and he never would tell me if there are any real aliens, but we can talk about that another time. So who am I really, is becoming whole with us, man, with having a relationship and being okay with me, so that I don't have to seek so much approval from everything outside of myself. But look, even after I get this PhD, I'm still going to seek, because I think that's about evolving and becoming who we're supposed to be. And everything I did growing up was seeking approval so that I could feel okay about myself. And now it's really about helping others, because when I do connect with somebody else, then that's the magic. And I think that's where the Holy Spirit resides, because spiritually, we are all the same. It is a collective. And the more we work together, the more we're able to heal. And when I say heal, we're accepting. And when we're accepting, there's growth in that process.
Wow.
And so this Voices of Recovery uses soul drama. It uses the activation breath work created by Ocean Eagle, that initially he started from the holotropic work of Stanislav Grof. And I'm telling you, all of this combined allows us to be able to explore and go within. And see, that's where the magic is. That's where the absolute magic is. And I want to be able to facilitate that while I continue to evolve. And helping others helps me grow. And I think that's what, each of us do. If correct me if I'm wrong. I have the right. I reserve the right to be wrong. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. I want to not only connect with others, but I want the professional community in recovery to connect and not be competitive, because that's what we do with our ego. There's enough treatment centers out there that can help enough people. Nobody's going to steal any beds from anybody. Most owners of treatment programs are doing well enough. So there's no reason to create stress and strife that they're going to crash and burn. And so that's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do. We're all here to work together because there's enough people out there dying from substance use disorders and any other toxic or pathology in relationships. So that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. And thanks for asking. I appreciate that.
So, Gregory, I just want to kind of chime in a little bit that because we're going to do a short episode today, and now I'm going to take back over. Yeah. I really wanted us to chime in to sort of get in touch with each other, you know? I think as counselors, we want to help somebody to go within. And so this is just a sort of an exploration of us going within and taking that a little further to see where we can go. Because the ultimate goal is to bring the professional community in recovery together. And this is us just going within. And so you're my inner self, and I'm just being the host of trying to connect. And so I'm extremely grateful with us giving this an opportunity. And I say us, meaning me. So I'm extremely grateful for having you explore this today.
Well, I hope that we go deeper next time. We definitely need to go deeper next time.
Well, I just want to tell you before we move on, I love you, man.
And I love you too.
With all my heart.
Back at you.
So I want to thank everybody for joining us today, just so I could just sort of tap in with my inner self and what we're looking to do here and where we're looking to go. Voices of Recovery is looking to unite and build with the professional recovery community and those that we serve, because it's all about working together. Together, united, we stand, and divided, we fall. So for Voices of Recovery, I'm Gregory Greer, and for that I say, namaste.
Well, I'm just going to say that I'm way calmer than him. I'm way calmer than him. That's all I got.